There's an overpowering smell of grapefruit, and I like it over here.
Welcome to I Made You a Mixtape.
I'm Wes Potts.
I'm Alex Kahneman.
And welcome to our last actual episode of February. This completes the mixtape, guys, so go check out the whole mixtape out.
So, this is my last 4 tracks for the week, putting us at a total for the month, putting us at 16 tracks total for the month for February.
We have 20 tracks. We do 5 each.
That's right, 5 each. What am I saying? What am I doing? I'm not mathing right. All right, but anyways, so I picked 5 for this week, and let's just get right into it. Starting with number 1, this song's called "Drunk" by Sungazer. I picked this song for a number of reasons. One, I really like this band. I think they're a lot of fun, and I really just think that this track is like showing off really complicated musical ideas in a way that's like entertaining to listen to. Like the groove is so almost impossible to follow, but it does feel like it's trying to groove, and it really fits the whole vibe of being drunk. And yeah, so what did you think about it?
So I've been, little backstory, I've been reading through Ready Player One recently. And from what I've collected from Ready Player One and that song is, it sounds like a song that would be on just like a world of the Oasis, because it is complicated and it's almost like terrifying at times.
Yeah.
So I think the thing is that I really liked about it was I like there's like one really consistent beat that's going, and then it just like crazy weird jazz over it too.
Yes.
So it gives this like weird, almost like stability but instability at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I really like that. Sungazer is actually a band. It's a drummer and a bass player who play along with samples and synth tracks. So it's two guys, and they're just writing everything. But I think that this track just is an excellent job. Does an excellent job of really showing off the drums and like finding a home for the bass.
Definitely, and
especially with all that.
I feel like the consistency was the drum and the bass. Like that was the consistent melody that you heard throughout the entire thing, and then there would just be kind of like crazy offshoots.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought that song was a lot of fun. So for my next track, I picked Your Name by, I think it's Burnish or Burnacha. I'm not sure. Burnache. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah. What did you think about this track?
It was very melodic. The one thing that I really liked about it was I honestly I really liked the instrumentals, like the way that the song progressed and stuff. I probably could have gone without the vocal. I think I would have just liked the song if it didn't even have the vocals in it.
Yeah.
The vocals, I don't know. It reminded me a lot of like The Eraser by Tom York. A lot of his kind of things that he builds in that, where like it's just kind of these like weird, almost. It's hard to describe it, but like if you know the music of Tom York, not Radiohead, but just Tom York, it reminded me a lot of that.
Totally, yeah. Like it's basically like a groove and then like a texture the whole time, and they just kind of build it up with like layers of groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a lot of fun to me. I mean, like, it kind of brings back my whole like minimalism in music thing that I'm like in love with, and like I think this one does a really good job of it. And I actually thought that her voice was like just enough. Like I thought it was like it just sat nice with everything else and just kind of added one more layer that I thought was good.
Yeah.
But I could totally see where it wasn't your favorite.
I was just digging the song. Like I was just like, I don't want to hear the voice. I just want to hear the song.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and that synth part, rolling synth.
That was the thing. It's like I could have really. I think the thing is, I always try to picture movies with it, and like with the songs that we listen to and everything, or like build scenes, and the vocals just kind of took me out of building my own scene.
Totally. So for my next one, I picked the song "Bury a Friend" by Billie Eilish.
I really liked this song.
Yeah.
I thought I'm always a big fan of sub bass.
Oh yeah,
like that kind of stuff. But I think the thing that I thought was the most clever, and the thing that I kept thinking about in it, was she continually does just a little bit too long of a pause in between things, or like in between her and the guy that are singing in it. Yeah. There'll be like one person will say something, and then it's almost just like, and then we talk again. And I thought that was really cool, especially for the content of the song, because it's very dark. It almost sounds like a horror film.
Yeah.
If you were to imagine how to reimagine what a horror film as a song would sound without having predominantly creepy notes to it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I really like the like kind of like vocal layering harmonizer thing that they've done to her voice that makes it just feel like she's got like 4 or 5 voices kind of singing all at once, which I think kind of reminds me of like hearing people's voices in horror movies that have been possessed by a demon. You know, typically they like make them talk where you can hear like 3 or 4 voices at once, and like they'll do the kind of similar thing, and so like it's like, oh yeah, it just like fits perfectly. She's like singing, but she's also like.
It also kind of just reminded me of Hellblade, like, you know, like how she has all those voices that are popping through her head and stuff like that, and that kind of reminded me of that as well.
Yeah, and then also, did you notice that like that bridge in the middle that sounds like a freaking carnival?
Yeah, that was kind of creepy. It's an Italian joint.
That's what it makes. Yeah. But that's something that is very consistent in her songs. Is there's always like one melody in every song that's like very like, this is a carnival.
It like breaks from or is it just a carnival theme?
Well, yeah,
because I haven't really listened to much of her other than like this particular song and stuff. And so you said it was quite different than a lot of her other stuff that she's been doing.
Yeah, like this one's like a little bit more like dark and you know, kind of like, I don't know, that creepy vibe that it has. Like, this is the only time she's ever really gone like creepy like that.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's not necessarily, I said scary earlier, but I think it's more eerie.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's not necessarily like something that's going to give me horrific nightmares, but it is something that kind of does make the hair on the back of your neck stand up just a bit.
Totally. So for my next one, I picked the track "Floating" by Alina Baraz featuring Khaled. Yeah. This is like a kind of like a typical summer jam to me. But like the main reason I picked it is because like I like listening to Khaled's voice and Alina Baraz's voice.
Yeah.
And I thought they sound nice together.
I honestly, like, it reminded me a lot of like R&B songs from the early 2000s kind of thing. And so I do affiliate those a lot with summer.
Yeah.
And so,
oh no,
breaking news. But like, yeah, like they do kind of like, they flow well together. They have a very good vocal pattern together. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with like that early summer, like 2000 vibe that we've got going on with it.
Yeah. It's just really relaxing and just chill. And kind of like the thing that I look for out of the two of them is something that's just like really mellow and easy to listen to, and so that's exactly what it was.
I'm pretty sure that on one of my playlists or one of my like mixtapes too, I had some song that was like, it reminds me of summer, and it's just because it's super cold.
Yeah. All right, so for my last track, this is probably the wildest one on the list.
This is my favorite one on the list.
This is my favorite one on the list too. This is the song "Overtime" by Nowhere.
I first thing I wrote down right off the bat was high energy.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was very much just do. Like,
yeah, right. They just fly through the song.
It was amazing too, because I mean, like, we watched, at least the one that we watched was the live version.
Yeah.
Which was super cool.
Yeah. I actually really like that one because you can hear all of the individual instruments a lot better. Like in the actual like album mix, like the synth kind of overpowers almost everything, and so it's just like a lot of synth singing and drums, and you don't really get to hear any of the really cool stuff that's going on around it. So I wanted you to hear all the stuff.
Absolutely. I would think the other thing is like, I feel okay. So one of the things I thought was really cool about this song was she keeps repeating this, like, a similar line, which is, you've got my heart working overtime, as well as all of the instruments and all the, like, instrumentation, all the musicians just seem to be working overtime. They go crazy at the very end. Like, it's they slow it down, and you're like, oh, okay, this is sounding really cool. But then they just, like, speed it up, and then it's like pressing fast forward on a VCR.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, and you know, like, I didn't really make the connection between the song being called Overtime and the lyrics being "You've got me working overtime" or "My heart working overtime," and then the musicians are going and playing as fast as they can.
Yeah, it just like
that's like it's like beautiful art. Like,
it was really cool
to
to see that. Like, especially like whenever you see like her just kind of amp it up too. She starts saying it faster and everything. Like, I also just felt like, I think the thing is, it was really funky, which was what they were going for. But I also felt like it would be something that I would see, or I would hear at like a high-end store, or like I would see at a fashion show.
Yeah. You know, it really reminds me of the music from Persona 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of like up-tempo jazz that's like got like a more of like a pop singer in front of it.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like just getting it. Like, I don't know. Have you listened to any of the music from
Not
this?
really.
Oh
No,
my
I need to
gosh.
actually check that out, honestly.
Yeah. Well, those games are all about the music. Like, they have like a different theme for what the music will be like every game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually the first thing that really drew me into this band, Nowhere, is that they have that same kind of vibe as the band who plays in Persona 5.
I mean, the thing that really got me into the band Nowhere was the drummer wearing the orange, like, pants, which were made of oranges. And the sunglasses.
Yes. Dude, and he goes crazy.
He was fast, like,
Yeah.
but honestly, the most impressive thing was the synth for me.
Yeah.
That synthesizer, like, playing and stuff like that. That was,
Yeah, dude, that guy rips it.
yeah. I've never seen personally a person that plays like keys that fast, mixing around that many different like kind of sounds.
No kidding. Yeah, because like he just freaking layers up and like does all, and he fits into so many different grooves.
Yeah.
But he's just, and you're right, and his sound is just constantly changing.
It was very, very impressive. And if I hadn't seen it in a video where they made sarcastic comments over it,
Yeah.
I probably would have just been like, oh yeah, they took it in like 5 takes or something.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah. Well, so that's my playlist for the week. That's
that
the 5.
completes everything and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that you download the playlist so you can listen along with us.
Yes, you gotta have it.
We'll be back with a new playlist next month.
Yes, we
so I
will.
mean, like, honestly, just it's a weekly thing. This is the end of February.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. This is going to be a long one because we added some of January.
Exactly.
I've been lying to you the entire podcast.
It's all right. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna have a February playlist.
It's going to be like 30 songs long.
It's gonna be like the first 5 or 6 episodes.
Deal with it.
That's all right. All
Thanks
right.
for joining us on I Made You a Mixtape.
Mixtape.
I'm Wes Potts.
I'm Alex Kahneman. Peace.
Okay, goodbye.